Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So, before we get into any actual programming and before we start diving into the fundamental concepts of programming, I want to take some time to talk about JavaScript and I want to try and give you guys some perspective as to why I believe JavaScript is the perfect programming language for beginners to use to learn the fundamentals of programming. And the main reason why I believe this is because JavaScript has what I like to call a gentle learning curve. It's one of the more beginner friendly programming language that we have. You don't have to do a whole lot to get started with writing and executing your first line of JavaScript. For example, with other programming languages, you'd have to do additional installation and setup of software before you can even get started with writing and running your first line of code. But with JavaScript, we don't have to worry about any of that. We can quite literally right off the bat get started with writing our first line of code and executing our first line of code hassle free, regardless of what type of operating system you're using. The second reason is because JavaScript is everywhere. It is one of the more ubiquitous, it is one of the more diverse programming language that we have today. You can use it to build just about any type of application you can think of. For example, you can use JavaScript to build iOS or Android apps. You can use it to build dynamic websites. You can use it to build server applications. I mean, just about any type of application you can think of, you can use JavaScript in some capacity to build it, right? So JavaScript 1 is very beginner friendly. You don't have to do a whole lot to get started with it. And 2, it's everywhere. It's in high demand. As you can imagine, there's a lot of JavaScript related job out there regardless of your location. So it's a good choice for your first programming language. So in the next video, we're going to be getting into the actual fun stuff. We're going to be writing our first line of code, and we're going to be diving in the first fundamental concept of programming, which is going to be variables. So I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video.